Hello and welcome to Party Select, where two dudes and a guy who's their friend talk about the best thing there is, video games. My name is Shay. I will be your host for this episode of Game Select.
Yeah.
I am the host of this episode of Party Select, but specifically what we're doing is Game Select.
He got it.
We did smart branding things. Branding decisions were good. I'm joined with Kyle. Hello. Hello, my brother.
Hi. Hello, my friend.
And Cody, my dude.
Here to finish the fight.
Okay, that was Halo related. So I said brother because you said brother. I said friend because I was thinking like, goodbye, my brother. Goodbye, my friend. But it's goodbye, my lover, isn't it? Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend.
It is
Correct.
lover. Yes.
Okay, I rescind
don't call me that.
my reference.
I mean, I do love you because I'm obligated to, but I wouldn't consider you my lover personally.
I rescind that.
Yeah, we are here to talk about Halo Campaign Evolved, to be more specific. The new, mostly remaster with some tweaks and some new missions by the newly named Halo Studios, formerly 343. They're going all in, brother, on Halo.
And lovers.
Brothers
If
and
Halo
lovers,
doesn't
they're going
work
all
out,
in.
They ain't got nothing.
I have
and,
bad news for them.
Yeah, just to get started. So some context setting for viewers. We, all three of us, played through the entirety of the Halo Campaign Evolved campaign together. We also played the prequel Master Chief and Sergeant Johnson missions.
And Williams. And Williams. Okay.
Thank you. The best new character. She's going to be a strong contender for best character when we do our 2026 superlatives. RIP. No spoilers. Yeah. What? Dude.
No, people care. People are going to care about Williams.
I don't think people care. People that played this game probably don't even remember who Williams is. I could not have guessed her name had you given me 20 tries.
I didn't remember.
Yeah, you got to play through the missions like 5 times, and then it'll stick with you.
Right. Well, yeah, we'll get to that a little bit because we have a little bit of a different context on this, right? So the first, I would say, third of the game, we started out on Legendary and just weren't having that much fun.
Yeah. Did you say we all played on PS5? I don't know if we said that.
No, I didn't, but we did.
Shay and I were on base PS5. Cody was on a PS5 Pro.
Correct.
I will
in a minute.
Add to your statement that we weren't having just too much fun. Mostly because of performance, not necessarily because of the difficulty. Mostly because of how it was performing for you guys. Right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So bearing the lead, it ran really poorly for Shay and I in co-op.
Yeah.
On our base PS5. So Cody wasn't having an issue on the PS5 Pro, any issues. But we were getting like some really bad frame drops. It was like really chuggy and stuttery. I was having like enemies not appearing on my screen that were there and were killing me. It's like playing on Legendary, not super feasible for us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I had lots of instances of sub 10 frames per second for sure, but also like I didn't have disappearing enemies, but I did have a lot of like invisible bullets.
Yeah.
Mostly
and, like,
because
grenades.
Of frame rate, I think.
Yeah.
Like I would only see like every third shot that is happening. So we played through the rest of it on heroic. It's not that huge of a deal.
The jump in difficulty there is
huge.
Pretty massive.
Yeah.
I mean, It was easy.
Yeah, and I've always heard that heroic was like the way the developers intended, the original Bungie developers intended Halo to be played on was heroic. So I guess like, the legendary difficulty jump is just meant to be really punishing. And
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do we want to start with this? Like technical issues aside, when it comes to the actual, I guess another technical issue that is worth mentioning really quickly is, at least when we started the game, both of you, like it was my lobby, both of you got dropped from the lobby in the middle of missions.
Yeah,
I'll say that didn't happen again. Yeah, that
I
never
know.
happened
It was
again.
after
That
that
was
first time we played. So it could,
Yeah.
and it was this was a couple days after the game came out, so maybe there was a patch in
Totally.
Yeah.
between the next time we played.
Or just too
But
many people
that
playing or
sucks
something.
mostly
Yeah.
because you can't join a mission in progress, which
Nope.
is insane.
And if you haven't gotten to like the second checkpoint of the mission, you got to start over. So
we
Right.
had to
And
start the
yeah.
same mission over twice. Yep.
Yeah.
Because you guys dropped from the lobby. But yeah, technical issues aside, Kyle, what would you say is the intended value of Campaign Evolved? Like going into it, what were your expectations of
Okay.
what this would be?
You want my expectations or the intended value?
What would you expect the game to be going into it?
I will say, I want to say before you start there, both of you have only played this online cooperatively. You have not
Correct.
played single player.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. I just want to I just want to throw that in there because certainly not all of the issues you had in co-op or online I did not see, but there were occasional performance issues online where it would maybe slow down just a little, like every now and then, but I didn't notice nearly to the degree you guys did. And playing single player, I noticed none of that. Period.
Sure.
So I just want set the level there before you give that answer.
And when I
don't worry, most of my complaints are not network connection performance oriented. That's where I'm trying to guide us to.
Yeah. And when I go to play this to capture the footage for the video, it'll just be single player. So we'll see how it performs on base PS5 single player. Maybe it won't be an issue, but my expectations. I really was just kind of expecting it to be mostly a fresh coat of paint and kind of a back port of new weapons and vehicles and enemy types. And so I thought like a fresh perspective on a campaign that I've played 50 times before. Was kind of what I was expecting. And I think we mostly got that. I think we got that. That's about what I was expecting. I don't know if that... well, certainly it's not enough value for a lot of people, but because I would never play the multiplayer anyways, so I don't give a fuck about that. That's never part of my buying equation when I purchase games. So I think it was $50. So it was more on the mid-range pricing tier in terms of console games these days. That felt... because it felt like what would have been a $40 game 7 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, and so I think that being 50, I think the package makes sense from that perspective.
Yeah, I think largely Halo Studios was in a difficult position, and ironically, the same position they were in for their first game, which was that original remaster of Halo 1.
Yeah.
Before the Master Chief Collection came out.
The Halo Combat Evolved
there was
Anniversary.
Yeah. Which I know they got a decent amount of criticism for, which like you're never going to please both audiences. You're never going to please the people that want it to literally just be what they remember, and you're never going to be the people that like want you to modernize the approach. I will say this approach is far more oriented around modernizing it than the Anniversary edition was, which I think makes sense. For what you were expecting, Kyle, I think they delivered that. They brought in many of the guns that appeared in later games, some of the enemies that appeared in later games, and they certainly gave the game a visual uplift in terms of fidelity.
Yeah.
I think there's a fair argument to be had of if the game actually looks better or not. And I think that goes more so to art direction. Cody, what about you? Like, is that what you were expecting out of this also?
Yeah, just about.
You weren't expecting them to like take a big leap and change a bunch of things when it comes to like gameplay and stuff.
No, I wasn't expecting that. However, I feel like the name Campaign Evolved suggests that there might be more than what is there.
Yeah, and I would say they did.
There's some quality of life like you have a sprint. Like the cloak and the overshield upgrades are now like you pick them up and then can like cash them in at any time, instead of them just like automatically activating when you pick them up. Those are nice quality of life improvements. One of the weird things I think they do is on some of the backported weapons like the SMG and the other stuff, like in Halo 2, dual wielding those weapons, like they're tuned for dual wielding, so they behave a certain way. Like you would never want to run just an SMG in Halo 2 because it's not very powerful on its own. It's good when paired with other stuff. But the SMG in this, the campaign evolved version, it is tuned up slightly, so it's a little more powerful, but not enough to make it better than most of the other weapons you're going to pick up. So it felt like there were some weird compromises there where I was kind of expecting you to be able to dual wield, honestly.
Yeah, why not just be able to dual wield and like clamber from Halo 5 or
clamber would have been great.
Infinite or whatever.
Yeah.
Like some of the things that should have been backported. Like if you're gonna modernize the gameplay, like go all out with things that are already established in other games.
Yeah.
That to me falls a little bit on the a game for everyone is a game for no one. I think there's a little bit of that happened, that like they didn't want to change too much because they knew they'd make the old school fans mad, but they didn't want to change nothing because then it's a 25-year-old game, which just does not hold up without nostalgia today. And I just don't think they did enough. I think the like ADS light that you can do is good. I think there's nothing wrong with adding that.
Yeah.
It's useful. I think the sprint is a must because the game can feel very slow without it.
There are very large
with
areas.
Just the level design.
Yeah.
I like part of the big problem that I had was just around the art direction, and some of it's Unreal 5 probably. Like everything is just shiny. And I think Kyle, you described it when we were playing it, like everything looks kind of like goopy. Like it looks like soft and malleable. It's part some of the Unreal 5 that's just kind of how that engine looks.
Right.
And it just to me this kind of looks ugly. I'm not a huge fan of the visual design of the original Halo. I just don't think it's aged particularly well. But the art direction, I think, was great. Like it maximized what they could do at the time.
Yeah.
This does not feel like a modern version of what Halo could look like. Like it's not an aspirational modern Halo. In a way that I thought Halo Infinite looked really good a lot of times, like the art direction.
I do think the art direction in those bonus levels was far superior.
Far better. Yeah. It was like new 100%. Areas that they were designing and stuff.
That the more open desert biome. I thought like a lot of the plant life stuff was cool. Maybe
that goes back to like what you were saying, Shay, where like they're not sure how far to take it. And so, like, they felt maybe a little hamstrung by the geometry of the original levels. I also, I heard today in a YouTuber video, so who the fuck knows if this is true? I haven't looked into it. But this person said that UE5 was used for the graphical overhaul, but the bones of it are still running in like I think it's the Reach engine or something.
Yes,
like
that is true. That was in the game.
Reach.
The Game Informer preview. They spoke to that. That is true. I actually just read that article today, so can confirm.
Nice. Maybe part of it is that also, right? Like you have the bones of this game, and then to do all that extra level design, retweaking, and work is maybe more trouble than it's worth, and so you kind of flex that in the new areas that you're able to build. I don't know, but like to Cody's point, the level design in the 3 new missions was much stronger and felt like it had more of a point of view. Because that's the thing about Halo Infinite. I don't like Halo Infinite as a video game, but the art direction, the level design, it felt like it had a point of view. This feels a little soulless, I guess.
Yeah, that's a part of the game that I would have liked to see be refreshed. Like I understand, like this is a 25-year-old game, and we're putting it out for a new audience. But the Master Chief Collection exists.
Yeah.
You can play Halo 1 and an even remastered
with upgraded
version
graphics.
Of Halo 1.
Right.
Why not do just a little more?
Yeah, they could have absolutely gone farther.
Yes.
And they tweaked the swamp area was a little bit different, right? And then the actual the descent
library level.
The library was kind of flipped.
It's not much better, but it is better.
Right. Yeah. But yes, I think they could have gone farther. Again, it's all in how you would position it.
Yeah. Because like you said, the Master Chief Collection exists. It has some problems. So like if maybe something they could have done, and this is like, I know this is semi-useless conversation because they didn't do it. But something they could have done is really swung for the fences with this Campaign Evolved thing, made a lot of changes and stepped on some toes, and at the same time said, hey, we're also fixing these issues in the Master Chief Collection at the same time. There's an update for that coming, and like that drops before this released or something, to like appease people that want to play it that way. Because then, like, there is not a great way to play all these games cooperatively together with people, without crashes, like cross-platform, all these like hiccups, all these stress points with the Master Chief Collection. It would have been great for them to work that stuff out and get the goodwill, and then you drop something like this, where it's like, here's our take on this thing, instead of having to walk this weird line.
To that idea, though, this game also made me realize just how badly, like, we need to move on to the next Halo. Like start doing these things for other Halo games. This is now the second time we've gotten a new version of Halo 1. Like Halo 2 desperately. The Master Chief Collection Halo 2 still runs at a terrible, terrible frame rate.
Yeah.
There's no like and unfortunately, because this one is so bad, technically, well, I say that bad, holistically across this group, I think is fine. But whatever, I didn't have the performance issues you guys did, which didn't help. But because this one maybe isn't being received greatly, we'll probably never get the remake of 2. And because they can never get on the right foot with either the Master Collection and now this, we're never going to get these updates to these games that desperately need it. 2 and 3 are way better games than Halo 1. Way better games than Halo 1.
Yeah.
And we're never going to see better versions of those because they keep trying to set something up with another Halo 1 and it doesn't do well.
Well, I also feel like they did not make this game to have a new remastered Halo. They made this game to build an internal test for UE5 that they could also monetize in the short term, to have a short-term stopgap of revenue for this studio that has been flailing since they took over stewardship of the Halo franchise.
Yeah. Well, and it's the same
343, now Halo Studios, literally has not released a good video game.
Correct.
Period.
Yeah.
Master Chief Collection was a fucking joke. Halo 4 was bad. Halo 5 was way worse. Halo Infinite was a huge disappointment. They have not made a good video game.
The Halo Infinite multiplayer did very well for quite a while.
No, it did not.
Yes, it did.
No, it did not. It did. No,
it had a lot of issues at launch. No, it had a lot of issues at launch, but it had a lot of post-launch support, and like people were still showing up for it for a long time.
The player count never hit their like low benchmarks of what they were trying to do, which is why they abandoned it. It launched in such a horrible state and got horrible feedback on the actual design. And then you're right, they did a ton of support for it, but they never got an audience to come in and adopt it, which is why they abandoned it.
Shit, I had a point, and that's gone.
You were gonna say which is what someone else was doing when we were talking about.
Oh yeah. So that's what in terms of the UE5 pipeline stuff, like that's what they're having Bethesda do with their external partners with the
Oblivion remaster.
And then like your rumor is that there's going to be Fallout 3, one of those, and stuff like that, where it's like using UE5 for a visual overhaul, keeping the original engine back end and doing some sort of blending there, and so like having Halo Studios do that as well, I think makes sense. But if this is the quality of product, it doesn't seem like it's being received very, like it's not compared to, okay, this is crazy. So, the Activision recently ported, the first Black Ops to PS5.
First two Black Ops, wasn't it?
The first two,
Black Ops 1 and 2.
Like modern consoles. It's just a straight port. There's no up-resing, nothing, no quality of life. It's just a straight port. That sold millions of copies on PlayStation alone. And like this has not done that at all. Like there are not. This has not sold well.
Have they talked about sales numbers for this?
Let me see.
I want to look it up on Steam charts just for fun. Oh, I mean, this has a 62% on Steam. That's not great.
Estimated 1.2 million
all-time
copies.
peak on Steam is 25K.
Yeah, but it's a
For a single player, that's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it estimated sales of 1.2 to 1.6 million copies across all platforms, which is not what they would want something like this to do.
I don't know. Selling 1 million copies in 2 weeks, they can't be mad about that.
It's a remake of it's not a new game. I mean,
yeah,
that doesn't
but
seem that terrible.
With Xbox where it is right now, like they release a new Halo game, and this
not
is
a new Halo game. It's a remake.
To the people
Honestly,
to the people at Xbox, this is a new Halo game.
Honestly, I think they're probably fucking relieved if this game doesn't do well, because then they can just lay more people off and put even less money into this brand. Like Microsoft doesn't give a fuck about Xbox anymore. Yeah. Xbox is done. But all that aside, the biggest thing that I think like for us to chat about now is how Halo Studios takes this game and moves it forward to whatever the next Halo project is, the actual new Halo that they are allegedly working on. What did they change? What was new to Campaign Evolved that they will be bringing forward? And it isn't just the new missions, the prequel missions, but it's also the stuff they changed within the game itself. Like they did some of the structural tweaking, which I think largely was a positive. But the biggest thing that they were touting was the new extended cutscenes and voice acting.
I did like those. I did like the cutscenes. The cutscenes expanded. On the story,
they are so fucking bad. They're so poorly directed and voice acted and edited.
I disagree.
We laughed multiple times at some of these.
They're very campy. They're definitely playing.
But the first Halo is campy. That is the experience of the game.
No, this has nothing to do because you can go watch the original cutscenes in the first Halo and the way that the shots are constructed. They did not one-to-one remake those cutscenes and just add more scenes. They completely changed the texture of the cutscenes, and they are exclusively worse. The shot framing, like it's crazy, bro.
I disagree wholeheartedly. I think the cutscenes are better in every way. In this,
Cody has seen the cutscenes more than you or I. We all played through it together.
I literally watched a review video yesterday that showed direct comparisons of
I'm sure they're different, but I like the new ones.
And they're worse.
I like the new ones. Oh no, I disagree.
Dude, they're ass. The introduction of Sergeant Johnson, where he turns around and he like looks straight into camera and has like a tinny, like his speech that he's giving to his soldiers, he's delivering it into camera with the soldiers behind him, not even looking at him. Versus in the original Halo, he's pumping up his troops. They're getting ready to go to fucking war. They're all going to fucking die. And in this, he's speaking directly into camera, not even looking at his soldiers. That's what I am saying. The direction of these cutscenes is terrible.
In your opinion?
It is so bad from a storytelling perspective. So bad. There's the scene early on in the first mission where the guys are like shooting down the alleyway at the enemies. They totally changed the texture of that scene where like Johnson makes a little quip and then he just stares off into the distance. We laughed about this when we were playing it.
Yeah.
Because that scene was like 2 seconds of nothing. They're just like, brrr, brrr, and then it cuts to the next scene. It's bad, man. It's bad.
There are a few instances of it where it's not good.
There are also many instances where it is. Like, there's so much additional context to a lot of the scenes that is just implied in the original game or in the books or whatever. And there's a lot of that's incorporated into.
I think that is a totally separate discussion. The like lore additions, and I know Troy Denning came in and did a lot of writing because he was a writer on the book series. He consulted a lot for the new cutscenes, and he consulted a lot for those prequel missions. The new lore, like there's nothing wrong with adding that. I think that's a value add. I'm purely talking about the production value of the cutscenes and how Halo Studios can tell a story. I'm thinking about like where Halo is going from here. Would anyone say that the stories in Halo 4, 5, or Infinite were good?
Surely not.
No.
That's what I'm getting at.
Definitely not.
The lore shit, especially for the Halo nerds, which I am not, that's fantastic. I love that stuff is there. I'm talking about like the production quality of these cutscenes. It's very amateurish.
Mhm. Certainly nothing like giving the Covenant back their bomb in Halo 2.
Right.
But sort of answer your question that you asked way before all of that. What do we look forward to? Honestly, in my heart of hearts, and I sort of alluded to this already, I want a Halo 2 remake before I want a new Halo. I want a good, consistent way to play those games that has built the Halo franchise. I don't even care if it's Halo Studios who does it. I like, and even if it's at the same quality as this campaign evolved, I would rather have a campaign evolved quality Halo 2 before I have a new Halo game by them. I want a good, solid way to play through these games. Period.
The original Halo 2 is only 2-player co-op. We need a version of Halo 2 where you can play with more than 2 people.
And it's the only one that is locked to 2 players now.
Yeah. Now, yeah. So.
Yeah, I hear what you were saying, Cody, and I think that makes sense because also you enjoyed this more than I did, so that makes sense too. But thinking about like, would I be excited about Halo Studios remaking Halo 2?
No,
And like what they would
and I wouldn't
change and
either.
what they would add?
Would I be excited about being able to play
it
a somewhat
existing
more?
at all?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
That's just how desperate I am for to be able to
Yeah.
somewhat stably play through that franchise.
Right.
I think for Halo 7, whatever, it to me it's Bethesda. I've lost all faith that they can make a good game. I have zero expectation. It's the Game Freak, like, put them all in the same fucking bucket. I just don't think it's a talented studio. And that could be leadership, that could be Microsoft's involvement, who the fuck knows. It could have been Phil Spencer's fault this whole time. I kind of doubt it. Who knows? I could be proven wrong, and I would love to be proven wrong because Halo is the thing. Microsoft's only going to invest in like 6 games that exist within Xbox, and Halo's one of them. I don't see any reason to be excited about a new Halo game based on what we have seen from this studio so far.
Not a new one, no.
Right.
No, certainly not. No.
From a longevity, making these games more accessible, yes. If they remade 2 and they remade 3, I think that would be a win. It would be a net positive. But also, those would now be exclusive to Xbox, and that makes it weird too.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, buying a Halo game for my PS5 felt really weird.
Yeah, agreed.
Getting a platinum for a Halo game felt very weird.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so Cody, let's talk. I want to talk just for folks that are like considering the game or first exploring the game. Would love to hear your feedback on the bigger, because I know you've done the remix mode with all the skulls and all that stuff too. So maybe context setting there would be good.
I think that so there are a couple different modes in the game. There is a new remix campaign, which totally it's like a randomizer, basically built-in randomizer to the game, where you play through all the missions on any of the difficulties. You can also add skulls if you want to, but it randomizes all the weapon spawns and all the enemy types. So like you'll have Flood where there's normally grunts, or brutes where there's elites, and you never hunters where there's grunts, and
do the
so
Flood
you never know what
attack
you're gonna...
the Covenant in those situations
I
too?
think in Remix, I think there are set skulls that are automatically turned on in Remix, and I think one of those is that the factions do not fight each other.
Oh, okay.
Probably because they couldn't get that to work in a
I'm sure it like breaks some things.
So because that is a skull that's automatically turned on in Remix, you can turn a skull on to randomize enemies, but not have that skull on that prohibits them from fighting. So you can do that on a normal playthrough, but the Remix locks those specific skulls
Right.
Gotcha.
on. And that was a cool mode. I had to play through that for the platinum. I like that. That was interesting, to say the least. And then once you collect all the skulls, you can play the lasso, which is legendary all skulls on, legendary difficulty plus all skulls. But I guess that's a name that just sort of has some history tied to it, because it's not all the skulls. There's like 42 skulls that you can turn on, but this only uses like 18 of them or so.
Maybe the original 18 or something.
Probably the original 18, yeah. And it's very hard, like very hard. Like if you die, you have to restart a level over, like from the very beginning, stuff like that. So I didn't really do that. So unfortunately there's a pretty gaping big exploit in the game as it stands. There's an accessibility setting where you can adjust difficulty modifiers in the settings, not at like the gameplay level. So you can turn on like shield percentage. Like, so I had like 300% shields and 300% shields recharge rate. I had a bottomless clip, so I never had to reload. There's a way that you can turn all of those to the max and play on lasso. So it was basically playing on easy. Um, and you can just do the whole thing like that. And it's not been patched out, and it probably won't be patched out because they just clearly just threw this thing out.
Yeah.
So I did not do it legit, and I'm here to admit that fully. I have the platinum and I have that trophy, but I am not impressive enough or have the patience to actually do that legit.
Stolen valor.
So I do think to your point, Kyle, about the price, I do think there is some added value in the different modes that they put into the game. You know,
Sure.
despite there not being a multiplayer, they at least did something with the remix.
The remix
Lasso
is
would have been in
cool.
there either way, and remix
If
is a
you
neat
want
thing.
this to be your Halo thing for this foreseeable future, that makes sense. Like if you want to replay this game over and over in a remix mode, I think that is true. It serves a very different niche than bringing the multiplayer back in
Yeah.
terms of
Totally.
replayability
Yeah.
and community and all that stuff.
But like if I had someone over who, like, let's say Kyle, we hadn't played this together and you came over and we're like, hey, let's play Halo, that would be the version we'd choose every time. Just because that's a new experience to us. We're not prepared. We don't know that there's an elite around that corner, you know, whatever. So in that regard, like that is nice. If this is a single player package only, that is sort of the nice thing to add in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I don't,
I don't know.
yeah,
That being said, I didn't have any performance issues across the board playing single player, which, yeah, you know, my only frustrations were when I would die, you know, a bullshit death, but that would happen, you know, whatever,
Right.
whatever I was playing it on. So I love my biggest frustrations and problems with the game come from just Halo 1 in general, of it being sort of boring, the level
Yeah.
design not being great. It's still not great. It is pretty true to its roots in that way. And but as a package, as a remastered remake package, I think it's totally serviceable.
Yeah, I think as someone that has played Halo a number of times but doesn't have a real affinity for it, pitching this to someone who's a PlayStation person who's never played Halo before, I honestly don't know that you're gonna get that much out of it. Like it's cool to experience it because it's such a monumental game in the annals of video game history, but I just think so much of it does not hold up over time, and there aren't enough improvements to the game to make it feel like a compelling first-person shooter. Like if you played Doom: The Dark Ages last year and then you go and play Halo Campaign Evolved, you're going to be pretty shocked by how limited Halo is in terms of gameplay. So yeah, for the newbie experience, I don't know that I would recommend it personally. I don't
Yeah,
know if you
I think
guys
that's
feel
fair.
differently
I think
about
that's
Where
fair.
I think I would have preferred them to like go a little bit further with it.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. In fact, I have people who, you know, I'm friends with that are only PlayStation and have only been PlayStation and never have played Halo. And they're like, nah, I'm not getting that. Like they don't have
Right.
any interest. Like it's
Right.
And I frankly think it's because they've not done enough.
Yeah. I would have had zero interest in getting this if it wasn't to play it with you guys. Like if I was just going to get this to play by myself to like play Halo and really go for it, I would not have cared because they didn't do enough stuff to make that compelling.
Totally.
But yeah, I think the remix mode is cool. The added missions, I think, are like again a value add. Whether or not they are of a quality that would make me excited for a new Halo, no, personally, but it's better than them not being there, I suppose. because it's different. The gameplay, the mission structure and the gameplay structure is better in those for sure.
Yeah. It's funny in this in the original Legendary ending, the post-credit scene, it ends with Johnson and Elite seeing the Maw ship exploding in the distance, and they hug each other, and that's like the meme like Legendary ending. In the remake, it's Johnson watching that scene on like a tablet, and then he sits back and he's like on a beach chair somewhere. Anyway, the end of that scene, he turns to the camera and says, "See you in the sequel." It's just like, you shouldn't do that.
That's very interesting. Though.
Yeah.
That Halo Studios at least thinks they're gonna do Halo 2.
Yeah.
Because that has to be what that means, right? They wouldn't mean Halo 7.
I mean, yeah, I would think that's what that would mean, but do you think they put that in there without knowing if they're actually going to make Halo 2?
That would be crazy to do that.
Studios do that all the time.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the Marvel stinger of
and it's not a scene that everyone would be
again.
Seeing unless you go like watch it on YouTube. It's like you have
anyone that cares is gonna see it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But also, what's the risk in putting it in? Like if a second game doesn't happen, people will just forget about it, and then they'll point at it throughout history. They'll point at it throughout history and be like, "Yeah, that never happened. That's a bummer, huh?" And then move on.
Yeah,
so it's like,
true.
What's the? I don't know. Someone will make a YouTube an angry bait YouTube video about it. That Shay will watch and read the comments on.
I don't know why you're coming after me. What did I do?
No, it's your cutscene breakdown video that you wanted to talk about.
No, it was in a review. God, it was in the context of reviewing the game. It wasn't a Halo hate video. I'm not. Why the fuck would I waste my time with that shit? I'm almost 40.
Then you better act like it, bro.
So yeah, man, Halo campaign evolved. I am wildly disappointed for what I was hoping to get out of this, which was get me into Halo. And this did not at all. I would be psyched to go play Halo 2, but this is not going to get me interested in a new.
To be fair, I think if you had gone and played the original, like even the anniversary, I don't think that game's going to be like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get into it. Like, I just don't think it's a very interesting game, period. Any version of it.
But I wouldn't go play Halo 1 and expect it to get me into Halo.
Sure.
I was expecting or hoping that this would, because it's not Halo 1.
Yeah,
it's a remake of it.
Absolutely.
A remaster or whatever the fuck.
I was hoping this would be the new version of Halo that I would play every time I wanted to play Halo.
Yeah.
And it, like with the performance issues and stuff, maybe single player is not that way, and hopefully I find that out. But
I've not seen a lot of complaints about performance for what it's worth.
Yeah.
So who knows? But it was quite bad, and the entire game. It wasn't just like one session or one level. It was the whole time we played.
Any level, if there were a bunch of enemies, it was fucked.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah,
hilariously so, but also frustrating.
Yeah,
on legendary frustrating.
The most positive thing to come from this is that we're going to play through as many of the Halo games as we can together, and that's going to be exciting.
Are we? Are we doing that?
Well, a combination, some combination,
some combination, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Unfortunately, Halo 2 still has a 2-player limit, so Shay's actually going to have to bow out on that.
And I'm the third wheel. If anyone needs a friend, apparently I don't have any.
You've never been to Oblivion, and frankly, you never will. So
that's right. Fucking loser.
But
you've never co-op back jumped up onto the rooftops of New Mombasa City and skipped Sniper Alley to go visit Oblivion. All right, Shay, you've never walked where we walked.
It's one of the greatest gaming regrets of my life was not getting into Halo.
That's right.
I was a Sony fanboy. My little brother and his stupid fucking smelly friends liked Halo.
With our
so
Zunes.
Fuck Halo. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Cody.
I don't know if we'll make it that far, but I at least I never beat Infinite. I am at least excited to eventually revisit Infinite because I do have a bad taste about it. But I have
good.
noticed a lot of
It's not
discourse
good.
online of people doing replays and coming back to Infinite with
Rewriting
a
history and pretending that it's
Yes.
good because they
We'll
just
see.
want to.
We'll see. I don't
gotta
know if
cope.
we'll all be there, but I will for sure.
Playing
be
the
there.
games again is not going to help you with Infinite because Infinite's story is based on a book that no one read. Like it is a direct sequel to a book that nobody fucking read, man. So like playing the games again doesn't get you caught up. And then the story of that game is bad.
Yeah. Much of the gameplay in Halo Infinite is
It's
fun,
fine.
but it is extremely repetitive and uninteresting, and the story and the mission structure do not take advantage of the open worlds. Yeah,
No.
it's not a good video game, but the combat feels fine.
Feels mostly like a Halo game.
I was doing Spider-Man.
The Spider-Man
what's it called?
grappling hook.
Yeah, the grappling, the grappling hook thing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's all right.
Grappling a bomb and throwing it at Grunt, and that stuff's good. That doesn't get old.
I would have rather not had a grappling hook and had a good video game, but we didn't get that.
Sure,
We got the inverse.
Sure.
So
Fair. All right, let's campaign evolved. More like campaign devolved. Right?
Womp,
There's your thumbnail.
womp. No, I think it's something more clever.
Okay. But that's it for this episode of Game Select, which is a series in Party Select. I'm all over it. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Cody, for talking about one of your favorite video game series with me, a longtime Halo hater that I want to love. I want to be part of it. And Halo Studios isn't letting me.
And
we'll
unfortunately, you don't even have a good way to ever get into it because there just isn't, unless you have an Xbox in the original game, there's just no way.
Yeah, even Master Chief Collection is going to be a nightmare for us, but we're going to try it anyway.
We'll try.
Well, all right, that's going to do it for this episode of Game Select. We will be back with whatever the hell we decide to do in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace out.